Hey guys, welcome back to Affordable. Now, I just finished watching the UEFA event, so let's get into that first. So the awards, the goalkeeper of the year, Buffon won, which I think it was honestly deserved it. He had one of his best seasons ever last year, so obviously he deserves that award. Then the defense of the year, Sergio Ramos won. I think again, he deserves it. He's probably the key piece on the defense of Real Madrid. Now, the midfielder of the year, I kind of disagree with. Modric won, which obviously he's a solid player, he's a good player, but I feel like Isco was the main key for Real Madrid winning last year. I think he was the main player on the semifinals and the finals, so I feel like Isco should have won the midfielder of the year. Then the forward of the year, Cristiano Ronaldo won, which again, there's no arguments there. Cristiano Ronaldo also won the best player of the year, which again, there's really not much to argue when Cristiano Ronaldo basically took Real Madrid to a back-to-back Champions League that has never done before. After that, really there's not much to say about who deserves the best player of the year. So again, Cristiano Ronaldo kind of already knew that was gonna win it, and I think he deserves it as well. Now let's talk about the lottery of the groups. Now, to me, honestly, I kind of like the way that the groups were set up. Now, honestly, I don't feel like there's that tough group this year where it's like almost impossible to get to the next stage. I feel like all groups are kind of level to each other, but I also feel like there's some groups that don't have the main European club in the group that is gonna dominate everybody, and I feel like that kind of makes those groups competitive enough where almost everybody's in the same level, and I feel like that is also gonna make for some great groups. So let's get into the group. So first we have Group A. We have Benfica, Manchester United, Barça, and we have CSK and Moscow. Now here I feel like Manchester United has an accessible group. I don't really see them struggle to get to the next stage. I feel like the competition is going to be between who's going to get second, between Benfica, Barça, and Moscow. I feel like all those three are in the same level, so it's definitely going to be a hard competition for who gets second. But I definitely see Manchester United passing to the next stage. Then we have Group B. We have Bayern Munich, Paris, Anderlecht, and Celtic. Now honestly, when I was watching this and I saw Bayern Munich and Paris, I thought that this could have been like the toughest group in the Champions League, but then obviously the group got a lot easier when they got Celtic and Anderlecht. Now in this group, I feel it's going to be fun to watch the matchup between Bayern Munich and Paris, but it's not really a competition. I would say in this group, definitely Bayern Munich and PSG are going to get to the next stage. The question probably is going to be who's going to be first and who's going to be second. That'll be the only competition in the group, honestly. Then in Group C, we have Chelsea, Atletico, Roma, and I want to say Karabakh. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. Now this is another group that it was kind of close to being a really tough group, but I think Karabakh kind of makes the group a lot more accessible. The competition is definitely going to be between Chelsea, Atletico, and Roma. I do feel that Chelsea probably has the best team out of this group. Atletico has to wait until January to add some of the players that they signed this year. I think it will be fun if Diego Costa joins Atletico and they play against Chelsea. I feel like that match will definitely be fun to watch. But I do see Chelsea and Atletico passing to the next stage. I feel like Roma is going to make it difficult for them. Again, you don't really want to go against Roma, I would say, in a group stage. I feel like they are a tough match to go against. But I see Chelsea and Atletico moving on to the next stage. Then we have Group D. We have Juventus, Barcelona, Olympiacos, and Sporting. I feel like this is another group that is, I would say, competitive. But I do feel that Juventus and Barcelona are definitely, obviously, a step ahead of Olympiacos and Sporting. So obviously, I see Juventus and Barcelona passing to the next stage. Olympiacos and Sporting are definitely competitive teams, but I don't see them pushing Juventus and Barcelona out of the next stage. Then we have Group E. We have Spartak Moscow, Sevilla, Liverpool, and Maribor. I feel like this is one of those groups where almost every single team seems to be in the same level, so it's definitely going to be competitive. Kind of difficult to say who's going to get to the next stage, so this group will definitely make for some interesting matches. Then we have Group F. We have Shakhtar, Manchester City, Napoli, and Feyenoord. Now I feel like this group is kind of low-key underrated. Some people are saying that Manchester City has an easy group. I kind of don't see it that way. I feel like Napoli is definitely a tough Italian team. Then you got Shakhtar, Feyenoord, also not I would say an easy team to go against. After that, the Manchester City kind of performs the worst in the Champions League. That honestly, I don't know. I don't see like an easy team. Definitely accessible. Definitely, I feel like Manchester City should be the first in this group, but they are definitely gonna have some tough matches. Now in Group G, we have Monaco, Porto, and Red Bull. Now I feel like this group is one of those groups that I was saying that doesn't have the big European club, but that kind of makes it competitive where almost everybody in this group I feel like is in the same level. Obviously Monaco kind of sold all their big players, so definitely is not going to be the same team that reached the semi-final last year, and I feel like any team in this group can honestly reach the next stage in the Champions League. It's really up for grabs in this group, and I feel like that kind of makes it more competitive, the fact that there's not like the big big team that is definitely going to be first. So I think it's going to be a surprise for everyone who reaches the next stage in this group. In the last group, we have Group H. We have Real Madrid, Dortmund, Tottenham, and Napoli. And I feel like this is probably the toughest group in the Champions League. It's not because it's really like, oh my god, like is Real Madrid going to get to the next stage? Not because of that, but I feel like it's mostly because after Real Madrid, I feel like almost everybody's in the same level. And there are obviously two big names there, Dortmund and Tottenham. Real Madrid is definitely a step ahead of everybody in this group, so I don't really think it's like a risk of them not getting to the next stage. They're definitely going to be first, I feel, but then the fight for the second is definitely going to be tough. I mean, you have a Pole that is kind of a team that it kind of seems to be always in the Champions League every single year. It's kind of not afraid of going against big teams, I think, at this point. Then you have Dortmund and Tottenham, obviously two big clubs in Europe, and I feel like that is what makes it a more competitive group out of all of them. So yeah guys, that's all the groups for you guys. I'm honestly pretty excited about the Champions League coming back. This is probably my favorite tournament, I'll say, throughout the year. I feel like the Champions League is so different from like the Premier League or the La Liga, where it's obviously a total different competition. Obviously the group stages sometimes kind of get a bit boring just because, again, there's so many different groups. But then when we get into the knockout stages, I feel like that is where the Champions League just becomes one of the most exciting tournaments in the world. The fact that I'm making videos at the same time as well, that kind of makes it even better. So yeah guys, honestly, I just cannot wait for this to start already. So let's move on to some news, and I think the biggest news today has to be the Dembélé transfer to Barcelona. Now this is not official, but almost everybody is running this story right now, and they're saying that this transfer can become official by tomorrow. So the transfer will be for 120 million euros on cash and 30 million euros on variables. To reach a total of 150 million euros from Dembélé. And so this is definitely, I would say, a big transfer. I told you guys yesterday that it was going to take around 150 million euros for this to happen, and that seems to be the magic number that almost everybody's asking Barcelona for, 150 million euros. That's also the same price that basically Liverpool is asking for Coutinho as well. And I think that is the question: can they make both signings? Can they sign Dembélé and can they sign Coutinho? Obviously with this transfer they will basically be spending almost all the money that they got from Neymar, and I feel like Bartomeu kind of also feels that he has to make that move happen. I would say the last couple of weeks, all you hear is basically Bartomeu, vete ya. Fans are kind of fed up with Bartomeu, but if he can make this move happen of getting Coutinho and Dembélé, I feel like that will kind of change the picture on his future. Because whether you like it or not, you gotta give him props. If he's able to get Coutinho and Dembélé, that is gonna be a really big move. Because again, Liverpool and Dortmund have made it a nightmare to negotiate with them. They have not accepted anything, again, below 150 million euros. And I also been telling you guys that Barcelona doesn't have the unlimited money that other teams like PSG or Manchester City have. So if they can make this happen, I think that will honestly might change the image of Bartomeu for some of the fans. And I still feel that you have to give him credit. Like I said again, if he's able to pull this off, I'll be really surprised. At this point, I kind of don't see it happening. I kind of feel like if Dembélé comes, then probably Coutinho transfer is not going to happen. But it seems to be that they're pushing for that. So we will see. Definitely this will improve the team a lot. I feel like if they can get Coutinho and Dembélé, Barcelona will become one of the strongest teams in the world. So we will have to wait and see. And I'm also kind of happy that we're kind of past getting rumors and we're getting into like deals being done. Obviously it's the last week of the transfer window, so right now kind of deals have to happen for Barcelona. And if they can make this happen by tomorrow, I think that would be a great news for fans, that deals are being done in Barcelona, and that obviously this whole drama of nothing happening is finally will be over, obviously. But let's move on to some other news, and that is that transfer for Mbappe might be complete as well. So I told you guys that PSG was again after the hunt of Mbappe, and they seem to be reaching a deal with Monaco. So the deal will be reached for 180 million euros. So the only thing that is stopping this deal right now is the addition of another player into the deal. So the deal is going to be for 180 million euros plus another player. So right now it feels that Monaco is taking their time and doing the research on what player they're going to ask for. So the players that seems to be in the table are Di Maria, Pastore, Lucas, and Drexler. So those are the options that basically Monaco has. I feel like this will definitely be a good addition for Monaco if they can add another player into the deal. Just because right now Monaco is losing so many players and they're not really signing no one. So if they can maybe add like a Drexler, someone that is pretty young and that can develop to be a great player. Especially Monaco right now is obviously competing for the Champions League, and it's also probably the only competition the PSG has in the French league. So they definitely gonna need players, and if they can add young players on top of that, I feel like that would be the move for Monaco right now. So yeah guys, that's all the news that I got for you guys today. Obviously today was a big day with the starting of somewhat of the Champions League and some deals being done. Finally, we're finally getting to that stage where we can stop talking about rumors and we can actually talk about deals, and we can talk about football as well. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens with the transfer window and also obviously with the Champions League. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a great day guys. Take care guys. Peace.